In celebration of the 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day, the Embassy of Nigeria, Washington, D.C., hosted guests from the Nigerian community and members of the diplomatic corps to a reception.
On behalf of the Ambassador, the Defense Attaché, and staff of the Nigerian Embassy, I have the honor to welcome our esteemed guests to the Nigerian Embassy, Washington, D.C., venue of tonight's event, which is the Nigerian Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration for the year 2020.
In Nigeria, the Armed Forces Remembrance Day is an annual event organized by members of the armed forces, honoring those who pay the ultimate price on the line of duty while defending the nation. It also honors the gallant officers serving in peace support operations and internal security operations, particularly the current war against insurgency. The sober ceremony calls for improved welfare for the families of the nation's fallen heroes, serving personnel, as well as those in retirement. The 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day was significant. It was the 50th anniversary of the surrender of Biafran troops to the federal troops, marking the end of the Nigerian Civil War, which lasted from 1967 to 1970.
We have fought a long, bitter battle, and it has ended in a victory for common sense, victory for the unity of this country.
In accepting Biafra's unconditional ceasefire, military head of state General Yakubu Gowon declared that there will be no victor and no vanquished.
To help to keep this country one. But I think above all, the gallant officers and men who had given their lives that this nation might live. And we have with us today Colonel Obasanjo, who is the commander of 3 Marine Commando, who have been able to capture a number of senior secessionist officers, and he had brought them to Lagos to see us in order to let us have their acceptance of the spirit of one Nigeria. Thank you.
Patrick Amadi.
How are you?
Excellent, sir.
Glad to see you again.
Thank you very much.
The years afterward were declared to be a period of rehabilitation, reconstruction, and reconciliation.
Thank you very much.
It was the first time in almost 10 years that the Embassy of Nigeria in Washington, D.C. was hosting a celebration in honor of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. The welcome address was delivered by the Ambassador, His Excellency Justice Sylvanus Nsofor. In his address, Ambassador Nsofor paid glowing tributes to the Nigerian troops, recognizing their efforts towards defeating and containing insurgency in Nigeria.
We all owe a debt of gratitude to our men and women of the armed forces who have the responsibility of securing our nation, Nigeria.
Nigeria is a multicultural society with over 250 languages. Guests were entertained with music and a cultural performance cutting across various ethnic groups. Next, it was time for the traditional cake cutting ceremony.
So at the count of 3, the ambassador and our distinguished guests will be cutting the cake. 1, 2, 3.
The event was formally brought to an end with a vote of thanks by the Defense Attaché at the Embassy, Air Commodore J. Usman.
We just want to thank everybody that came here, despite our tight schedule, for having time to grace the 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day. We sincerely thank you and wish you journey mercies back to your respective destination.
And while activities marking the 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebrations may have come to an end, the annual event serves to instill a sense of consciousness among Nigerians on the sacrifices of our serving troops and fallen heroes. Joy John in Washington, D.C.